Hi everyone, this is video number 6 in the MFL Platinum app tutorial videos. Today I'm going to go over the Manage Roster menu. There is a lot that you can do from this menu, so this is going to be a bit longer than the normal videos, and it will be the only thing we explore in this video. Don't hesitate to watch at 2x speed if you need to, because again, this is probably going to be long. So to get started, open up your app and click the Manage Roster option from the home screen. From here, a submenu opens, allowing you to do a host of things. We'll start with Proposed Trade. The Proposed New Trade menu allows you to send trade proposals to other team owners. First, select players you want to get from another team by clicking Add Player to Receive. This opens up a menu showing all the teams in your league. Select which team you want to trade with. Just a random team here. Then select the blind bid dollars, players, or draft picks you are seeking to obtain. So, for example, if I wanted to add blind bid dollars, anything random here. The items you are seeking are highlighted when you tap on them. Once done, just click Done in the top right corner. If you requested blind bid dollars, another window opens asking you to enter the blind bid dollar amount you are requesting. So we'll just do $100. Next, click Add Player to give up. This will bring up your team showing your blind bid dollars remaining, the roster of players that you currently have, and all of those draft picks that you have as well. Select whichever ones you want to give up, and then select Done. Once again, if you're offering blind bid dollars, add the amount and click OK. At the bottom is a box for comments, so here you can send a message with your trade proposal to the other team with whatever message you want. When the trade is submitted, the owner will get an email notifying them of what the trade proposal is, as well as what comments are included with the trade. Be warned though, whatever message you write in here is made public when the trade is accepted and approved. Finally, at the bottom, you can select a date that the trade expires on. If the other owner does not respond by the date you put in here, it will automatically expire and be canceled. Review your offer, make any changes that you need to just by selecting the pencil. You can move things up or down, players up or down, picks up or down. You can delete someone from the trade proposal. Whatever you want to do, just click the pencil again to get out of the edit menu, and then when you're ready, hit submit in the top right corner. I'm not going to submit this one. If you receive offers from other owners, they will appear at the top of this Manage Roster menu, allowing you to review the trade and decide if you want to accept, reject, or reject and make a counteroffer to the proposal. So you'll see I have a trade pending my review from Raven's Flock. So if I click on it, it opens up their trade proposal. I can accept it, or reject and make a counteroffer at the bottom. I can also analyze the trade on DTC just by clicking this. Now, this isn't foolproof. There are some problems from time to time with it. It does try to implement your league settings, so you'll see it added offense, IDP, 16 team league, everything up there, and then down here it adds what the trade proposal is, but you'll see that it's missing one of the trade picks that was offered to me. A 5th round pick was included. Partly that's because there is no 5th round pick option on DTC, but just be careful because sometimes it is a little bit off with what it puts in here. But you can just click here if you want to add something. For 5th round picks, for example, I will just do 2021 4, and it adjusts it accordingly. So this is a good tool to quickly analyze the trade. Obviously, you've got to make your own evaluation of it to see if you want it or not. This is one that I don't want, so I'm just going to go ahead and click Reject Trade, and then Reject Trade. If you want, you can add any comments about why you're rejecting it. I'm just not going to accept it. I don't like the trade at all. And then you're just going to hit Save. And now response sent successfully. An email will go out to that team owner letting them know I've rejected their trade. The other thing that you'll know is that when you propose any trades, it'll also appear at the top, just like ones that are proposed to you. You can go in there, you can manage your trades that you've sent out, trade proposals you've sent out. You can cancel them if necessary. I haven't sent any out recently, so there are none pending, but that's just something else you might see at the top above proposed new trade. The next menu is Add Drop Players. So the Add Drop Players menu allows you to instantly add a free agent player to your team, as well as to drop any players you do not want. You cannot add locked players through this menu, so that's players subject to waivers. This only allows you to add unlocked free agents, and then the transaction will go through instantly. So after opening the Add Drop menu like we've done here, you're shown this submenu. To add a player, click Add Player to Pick Up. This will open up the Players menu. You have the same filter options that you would have from the Player menu that we went over in one of our other videos. I typically keep this filtered to free agents only, and I try to hide locked players because I only want to add those players that I can actually add to my team right now. So all of our players in our league were locked on Sunday, so there are no current full free agents. You'll see no one is showing up. Again, you can go to Filter and change anything in here that you need to go ahead and change. Okay, rookies might also show up on here, pre-rookie draft, but under our league settings you will not be allowed to add them until after the rookie draft finishes. So again, only add those players that are veterans, free agents. If you try to add a rookie player from this menu, you won't be able to. Unfortunately, you can also only add one player at a time from this menu. You can't select 3 or 4 and then add them all at once. It doesn't work that way. Next, if you want to drop a player, this is a little slow, must be because of the video. Okay, so next, if you want to drop a player, or if you need to drop a player to make some space on your team, you're just going to select Add Player to Drop. This will open your roster and allow you to select which players you want to drop and get rid of. If you have room on your roster, you do not need to drop a player in order to add a player, but it's a good way to just take a look at your team, see who it is you want to go ahead and get rid of, click on them, and then click Done. Again, you'll see it adds them to the list here. Once done, you're just going to go ahead, press Done in the top right corner. If you've added a player to pick up and a player to drop, then it'll instantly do that. It'll drop the player from your team and it will add the other one. So review the transaction, make any edits if you need to by selecting the pencil, and then once done, go ahead and click Submit and your transaction will happen. The next menu is the blind bid waiver request. So this is how you're going to get players that are currently locked. So this is very similar to the free agent menu, but this is for players that are locked and subject to waivers. So you're going to press the blind bid waiver menu. It will open up a page where you can add player claims. The top left shows how much money you have available to bid on a player, because we're in a blind bid system here. So I've got $1,000 to bid. Next, you're going to want to go ahead and click Add Roster Move. And again, this menu will open up. You'll see I'm hiding unlocked players because unlocked players are free agents. Those are players I can get instantly. These are all players that are currently subject to waivers. Now again, this is showing rookies right now. We cannot add rookies because we're pre-rookie draft, but post-rookie draft you will be able to add them as well. I'm just going to filter them out. We're going to do veterans only. Alright, so these are all the veterans currently available in our league subject to waivers. So to add a player, you're just going to select them. Their player page will open up, then click Select Player. If you need to drop a player from your roster, you can do so here, or you just click None. You enter the blind bid waiver amount that you want to bid. The minimum is 0, but you can bid up to $1,000 or however much money you have. If you have more than 1,000, you can bid more. Once you're done, you're going to click Save in the top right corner, and then your waiver request will be added. Once waivers run, in our league that's going to be on Wednesday, it'll look at all the players that have claims on them, it will process the waivers, and it will give the player to whoever bid the most for that player. If you need to edit or delete the request, you'll be able to do so just from the waiver request menu. All your requests show up here, and you can go ahead and move them up, down, and delete them however you need to do so. If you want to add more players, you can do so. Just keep clicking Add Roster Move again and continue until you're done. So that's it. Blind bid waivers is different from free agents. blind bid waivers is for locked players. Free agents is for any player that is not currently locked. So that's an important difference. If you can't get a player from one menu, check the other menu. It's probably just due to their locked status and whether they're a free agent or subject to waivers. Okay, now we're going to go down to the IR move. So this allows you to add players to IR or activate players off of IR. This is important during the season as it allows you to free up roster spots so injured players aren't preventing you from rostering other players. So we'll start with the add player to deactivate option. If you have, I should probably click the right one. Alright, so if you have a player that is injured and you want to add them to your IR list, click this. Your roster will open up. Select the players that you want to add. Again, they have to be eligible. Questionable players are not eligible, so even though I selected 2 that are listed as questionable by the Q next to their names, they won't actually be eligible to be added onto the IR list. But during the season, if they're already on IR or if they're listed as out, then you will be able to select them and add them to your IR in the league, opening up those spots. So questionable, doubtful players, not eligible. So go ahead, click the players that you want to add to your IR, then click Done. It shows them here, and then once you're ready, you just go ahead and click Submit in the top right corner. If you need to edit it, again, click the pencil, move them up, down, delete, however you need to do so. If you have a player that is on IR and you want to activate them, you're going to just go ahead and click Add Player to Activate. This will bring up your list of players that are currently on your IR. Again, I don't have any, so there are none to activate, but if there are, they'll show up here. You'll just select them and then click Done, and similar to deactivate, it'll add them to the list, and then you can go ahead and click Submit. Once a player's on IR, they do not count towards your roster. They cannot be used. It's very simple. It's a menu that you'll probably use a lot, especially if your players are injury prone and you're constantly having to move them around. When you do that, an email also goes out to the league notifying them of which players you've added to your injured reserve or which players you've activated from your injured reserve, just notifying everybody of some of the roster moves that you've made. Going back, we'll now look at the Taxi Squad move menu. This is somewhat similar to Injured Reserve. Again, you've got 2 options, but here you'll be able to add rookie players that you want to keep and develop. But those rookies will not count towards your total roster count. So you can have up to 5 players on your Taxi Squad, but they all must be rookies. In this league, once they've been activated from your Taxi Squad, they cannot be put back on later. So that's important. Once you take them off Taxi Squad, they're not going back on Taxi Squad. You know, they're going to count towards your roster, and if you don't want them to, your only other option is going to be to trade or drop them. So similar to IR, the Taxi Squad menu has 2 options. You can either demote a player, meaning add them to the Taxi Squad, or and demote them off of your roster, or you can promote a player, which takes them off of your Taxi Squad and puts them onto your roster. So again, I don't have any players on the Taxi Squad yet. We haven't had our rookie draft, but if I did, add player to promote, click the player, click Done, and it'll add them to the list. Demote, again, similar to IR, opens up your menu, select the rookie players that you want to add to your Taxi Squad, then click Done, boom, they're added, they're on your Taxi Squad. So it's a very good menu, it's a very helpful menu. It allows you to develop some rookie players while still being able to actively compete, and they're not just hogging up roster spots at the end of your bench. 2 menus left. First is Manage Your Trade Bait. So this one allows you to tell league owners which players on your roster you're interested in selling. Whenever you update this list, an email goes out to the entire league letting other team owners know which players you're looking to get rid of. This menu works really well to generate trade discussions and helps alert other owners to what players they may have a higher chance of peeling off your team. So to add a player, you're just going to go down and click Add a Player to Give Up. Your roster will open, as well as any draft picks that you have and blind bid dollars. So you're just going to go through, click whatever it is you want to add as or advertise as being available, then go ahead and click Done in the top right corner, and you'll notice those 2 things have been added to the bottom of my list here. You can edit this as well just by clicking the pencil, and then you can go through and delete whatever it is you want to take off of the list. You can also move players up or down. So for example, if you want to catch some attention, you know, maybe you put one of your better players at the top of the list so it gets people to look at it, and then other players, you know, that might not be as enticing further down. Once done, you're just going to go ahead and click submit, and then it will go ahead and send out the message to everybody. At the bottom, you can also put an exchange for. So here you can put what you're looking to get for these players. So if you're looking for draft picks or veterans or rookies, anything like that, whatever you want to say, put it in the exchange for, and that will let other owners know what they should come to you with. You know, what should they be offering you to increase their chance of getting some of these players off of your team. Finally is the View Trade Bait menu. This allows you to see what other teams have posted as well as your team as part of their trade bait. So you can see my players here and then other ones if you're interested in any player. So for example, if I wanted Aaron Rodgers, I'd click on his name, his player page comes up, click manage, you can add them to your watch list or you can propose a trade, and that opens up the trade menu. Similar to proposing a trade, go ahead, add in whatever it is you want to go ahead and request, and then go ahead and hit submit, and that initiates the trade discussions. So that's it, the manage roster menu. Like I said, I'm sorry this video is a bit longer than most of the other ones, but it's just because there is so much that you can do from this menu. I find a lot of my time during the season is spent in here doing different things, whether it's adding players, moving players around on injured reserve, taxi squad, you know, updating people as to what players I'm looking to get rid of. There's just so much you can do from here, so you probably will also spend a lot of time in here during the season. Thanks for watching. If you have any questions, let me know, and take care.